I've been consulting for many years, and I scaled my business to a point to where it runs without me. But in the beginning, I had a lot of struggles, right? And when I finally kind of like cracked that, when I started consulting, I noticed there's the same thing that holds every person back. It's the same thing that held me back. And I'm going to show you what it is, okay? So I want you to imagine a wall that blocks everyone's business from growing. It's typically the same thing for all of you guys. You don't have to know all of you guys on a deep level to know what blocks your business, okay? It's what's happening in here, right? In your mind. Because the furniture that's set up in our mind, we didn't arrange the furniture in our mind, right? When we were born, our experiences, what we watched from our parents, all the things, they said, okay, the couch is here, the furniture is here. That's how your mind works. We have to rearrange the furniture in our mind, right? We come with fears, we come with doubts, we come with insecurities, we come with all of these things, and that's the way our mind is set up. Of course, when you're born again, you have what? The mind of Christ, okay? But this is what happens, okay? F-O-P-O. Fear, overwhelm, procrastination, overthinking. Okay, let's write this out. This is where the next 5 weeks, this breaks. If you have this class, I'm going to teach you the marketing and everything. But if we learn the marketing, the sales, the pricing, all of that, and we don't break this wall, it's pointless. Okay, so we have fear, overwhelm, procrastination, overthinking. You see, that's a wall. What is that wall doing? This little guy's trying to grow his business. It's preventing. When I'm consulting, I see this all the time. I say, hey, boom, here's the strategy. This is how you grow this. This is how you do this. I run into pretty much the same things over and over. Well, I'm not good on camera, right? We might say, hey, you need to film, put yourself on social media. Well, I'm not good on camera. Well, I'm too old to do that. Well, that doesn't work in my town. My customers aren't like this. Well, I don't have enough money for this. It's just constant fear, overwhelm, procrastination, overthinking. But I did it this way. I tried this before and it didn't work. And I did this and this bad thing happened. And then some 19, 20-year-old just does it with less money than, less experience than, less everything. And then they come and do it and say, oh, I succeeded. And I'm sitting here like, you did it with $3 in your bank account. But it happens. I see it all the time. We all struggle with this. Fear, overwhelm, procrastination, and overthinking. What is overthinking? Can you give me an example of overthinking? Just not doing it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're trying to figure everything.
That's what I'm writing. Perfectionism. Perfectionism. I thought about that also when he said it. Somebody else said some stuff when I was writing. I didn't hear you.
What ifs?
What ifs? Yeah. You're overthinking it. Who cares? What if? What if you fail? What if it doesn't work? You're in the same position that you were in. Nothing changed.
It's right.
Right? Or you might lose a little money, but so what? Who cares? Failure doesn't really exist anyways. Because, failure is not, it doesn't exist until you quit. Right? If something doesn't work and you keep going, you didn't fail. Look at Michael Jordan, right? He's considered the greatest basketball player of all time. He didn't win in his first couple seasons, and he was in the NBA. He was nobody. Right? People fail. You hear it over and over and over, but we don't think it applies to us. You hear all that, but you're like, but that's them, though. Right? Who cares about failure? Who cares? What literally happens? I sell stuff every day. Mr. Kevin's a salesperson. He sells stuff every day. Sometimes people say no. He doesn't stop selling, right? Okay, so so overthinking. Give me some examples on, this one's a little more obvious, procrastination. You're waiting. What are some examples? Why do we procrastinate? Too busy. Might fail. Fear. Lack of knowledge. Perfectionism is the reason we procrastinate. Because you want to be perfect. Laziness. So many different reasons. Procrastination, we've always been taught that you procrastinate because you're lazy. That's how I was, when I was growing up. My parents would say, well, just do it now. You don't want to do it now. It's because you're just being lazy. No, a lot of times I didn't do it because I was scared. Right? I don't want to call the customer because I'm scared. So I just tell myself that I'm busy. Oh, I'm busy, so I'll do it later. In reality, it's fear. I just don't want to address the fear. Okay? What about overwhelm? Is that a reason why we don't do things?
too much on your mind.
It's too it's too much.
Thinking about
Yeah, I'm overwhelmed. Now they have a word. Gen Z says it all the time. I'm overstimulated. Where did that come from? It's so odd. They say it every day. I'm overstimulated. That's self-doubt. That's a big one. That's a huge one.
Over 40 thing. I have kids. I'm home. I got to both at the same time.
Yeah. I'll tell you the interesting thing about that is, and we're going to get into the marketing, is when you talk about social media marketing, you always hear, well, I'm too old. What does old have to do with social media? Does fear stop us? What are we afraid of? I'm actually asking you a question for examples. Like, what are we afraid of that makes us not?
Sometimes.
That's deep. Fear of success is deep. You went straight to the. Okay, I want to talk about that in a minute. Okay, let's hold that one. What are we afraid of? Embarrassment. Okay, that's the perfectionism, self-preservation, losing money. That's the huge one, right? Yep. What else? You know what's interesting about losing money in business? Because we're scared that if we try something, like I'll spend $500 on this marketing and I lost it, but you'll go spend $500 on some Ray-Ban glasses or something. Like you won't lose, you don't care and lose it there. But for something about I tried and I failed. Yeah, I lost my money. I'd rather lose my money than spend my money, to be honest, because the upside is bigger. Yeah. You learn more and more and more and more. I'm a business consultant. I get paid to consult, literally because I failed so many times. This is literally why people pay me, because I failed for 22 years. And they say, well, since you failed so much, you should know how to do it right. And that's the truth. It makes you better. Okay? All right, what else about fear? And then I want to talk about this. What else makes us afraid? What about my wife won't be proud of me? My husband will look down on me. My dad will think that I'm, like, we need this, don't we? Yeah. Yeah. Don't we need our parents to be proud of us a lot?
Never-ending litany of "I told you so."
Mm-hmm. It's powerful. My dad is still living. He's 77. My mom and dad, they have never said they've never talked down to me, ever. They've always just lifted me up. My dad is still living, and I still want him to be proud of me. I still do. It's never going to go away. Whether you had loving parents or you had parents that never told you you want that even more. This affects us. This is reality, right? So we have fears of that. Well, I'll go try and then fail, and then they won't be proud of me. Like, we have to get all of this is in front of this. Fear of success is very interesting. I had fear of success for a long time. Somebody told me I had fear of success, and I thought it was the dumbest thing I ever heard. Fear of success? Come on. But what that means is, when I get successful, what does that mean for me? Right? And I say this when I consult people. Matter of fact, I consulted a guy a couple months ago, and we were doing some marketing stuff. He said, well, I don't really want to do that, because if I do that, I'm going to get too many calls to my business, and then I'm not going to have the capacity. He's afraid of success. He's afraid of what happens when his business succeeds. Think about that. Fear of success. What happens when I get this popular? If I'm a business consultant, what happens if I get so popular and then now I'm on social media, and when you get popular, then people start trolling you? Fear of success, right? Time consuming and all. So you say, I want this, but then you get afraid of what happens when you get it. What happens if I so many people call and I have to make 100 couches now and I don't have, that's fear of success. Figure it out when it happens. So that's what I say. You get 1,000 orders for tables, you can figure it out later. You can cancel them if you want to. You can raise your price, right? You raise your price, you get less orders, you make more money. That's a trick. It's actually a actual strategy, right? If you get 100,000 orders today because you sell something for $10, that means you can sell it. If you raise that price to $50, will you get 100,000 orders? Probably not. Will you get 30,000? Probably. Do the math. Go home and do some scenarios. You'll make more money on less jobs if you raise your prices. And you'll have less complaining customers if you raise your price. People who pay more complain less. People who pay nothing complain more. It's a fact. There's an old saying, if I'm going to be broke, I'm not going to be tired. Have you guys ever heard that? Why be broke and be tired? Right? I'm going to do all 1,000 jobs for $1 and be super busy. I'd rather do 2 jobs for $100,000. If I'm going to be broke, I'm not going to be tired at the same time doing 1,000. You raise your prices, do less work. Okay. Do you guys resonate with this? If you can break this, the sky's the limit for you. The sky is the limit. I had a business coach years ago. I was really struggling in my business. I was like a one-man show. I was the business, and I was just doing everything. I just got really fed up. I got really frustrated, really down emotionally. And I told myself, I said, I'm going to hire a business coach. So I went on Google, searched, found this guy. He was working at a firm, and it was $900 a month. I didn't have $900 a month. I didn't have it. But this wasn't working, right? So I just told myself, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to find the 900. And it's a funny thing about when you have a bill, you find the money all of a sudden. Isn't that interesting? I'm not saying go. That's not financial advice, okay? All right. So anyway, the reason why I say that is I was working with this guy. His name was Paul Grizzle. I always shout him out. An amazing guy, changed my life. So I was working with him for a couple months, and one day we got on a Zoom call, and he said, Michael, you have all of the pieces to have a thriving, growing business. Everything is there. You have everything that it takes, but he said, there's just something holding you back, and I just can't put my finger on it. That's what he said. And he couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure it out. I actually ended the business coaching thing with him. He was great. But I realized, I'm going to keep paying. He's teaching me everything. But as long as I have that FOPO, fear, overwhelm, procrastination, overthinking, it's a waste of money. So I spent years breaking that. And now people that know me, I run my business. I build the plane on the runway. It's about to take off. It's still not built yet. But I said, just go. Turn on engines, just go. Because the fears and the overwhelm and overthinking, you're never going to take the plane off. Because let me make sure the bolt is here and the bolt, and then you're going to pass. And they're going to be saying your eulogy he always wanted to start that business. So I build the plane on the runway. Hey, if it's ready or not, we got 5 more feet. We're about to take off. And if we crash, we crash. Right? Because I'm not in the aviation business, so don't worry, guys. Okay? Most of the time, what we're afraid of is not a real fear. A real fear is there's a bear outside. I'm scared to go outside. That's a real danger. It's not a real danger to say, I'm going to put myself on camera and film this video. I'm going to spend $100 on this ad. It's not a real fear because you're really not in danger. Yes. Okay. All right. So let's do this real quick. Let me see what angle. Okay, so this is you. Oh, we're doing great. We got a whole hour. Okay. All right, so we're going to do a little exercise. We're going to talk about the marketing. Right? Marketing will change your business forever if you really know how to do it. And you're going to start to notice after today's class, when you're on Facebook, when you're watching ads, you're going to be like, that's that thing Michael talked about. That's what they're doing. There's a core set of things that are done in all of marketing for 100 years and 100 years from now. They've dialed it in, and it works every time, okay? So we have marketing. Tell me what kinds of marketing you're doing or you can do. What kind of marketing is out there, okay? Word of mouth?
Billboards.
Billboards.
Okay, I like that.
Email list. Website.
Oh, wait, slow down. Email,
Business card.
list, biz, card, okay, social media. Oh, let's type it out. Somebody might think it's sadomasochism or something. Okay, social media. Okay.
A website.
Okay, I like that one. Web, site. This is an interesting one, actually. Okay, so we have email list, business card, social media. Flyers are pretty much the same. Okay. All right. Networking. Working. I'm going to throw in JV partnership, which is joint venture partnership. Like if he owns a lawn care company, I own an HVAC company, I can say, hey, who's cutting your lawn? And then it's just customers say, hey, who's doing your HVAC work? We're passing referrals. That's a joint venture partnership. That's also networking. Okay. What else is there?
Ads. And it's various.
Like paid ads. Okay. Paid ads. Paid ads. That can be, Yeah, that's so huge. Okay, what else? What about boots on the ground marketing, door knocking? Okay, all right. Boots on ground. Who said cold calling? Okay. Is cold calling boots on the ground marketing? What do you guys think?
Sounds like it.
Kevin, what do you think?
I agree with that.
Boots on the ground?
Yeah.
Okay, cold calling. Okay. What else is?
I'm not sure if it's- Put the name on the internet, get a top on Google. That's-
Oh, SEO.
SEO.
It's almost this. Okay. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
What else? Search engine optimization, yeah. Okay, so we got word of mouth, which is also, I'm going to add and say referrals. Well,
Would you include?
Ooh.
That'd be paid every time.
it is almost paid. It's almost different. Almost. We're going to call it direct mail. I mean, it's so close to this. Okay, but it's like separate. Like if I say, hey, I'm going to go door knock. As a matter of fact, let's break it out. Cold calling. Let's call this door knocking specifically. Cold calling is when you call, you know what that is? Who said? Cold calling is when you call people who never heard of you, they don't know you. The ones that you get irritated at when they, yeah. Warm calling is when you call your own customer list, which is the most powerful marketing that there is. All right. That's customer, let's call it database activation. I don't like to use the big words. Database activation means you have a customer list already, people that you service now, reaching back out to them. Okay. All right. That's the most powerful marketing. Does anyone know why? Yeah. And I'll show you. Okay. So I'll get super nerdy for like 2 minutes. There's something called customer acquisition costs. Okay. Does anybody know what customer acquisition costs? This is what this means is it costs you money to get a customer regardless. Okay. If I run $100 in Google ads and I get 2 customers, it costs me $50. My customer acquisition cost is $50. If I spend $100 in Google ads and it got me 1 customer, my customer acquisition cost is $100. Okay. No matter where you got a customer from, you paid for them, whether you think you did or not. If you throw up a website and the website is just out there and somebody calls, say, I landed on your website, you paid for that person. Unless somehow magically you're doing the website for free, which is almost impossible. You're paying for the server even if you do your own web. It might be a low customer acquisition cost, but you paid for them, okay? So every time somebody calls your business, you spent a certain amount of money, which when we're not going to talk about sales today, I'm not going to get ahead of myself. That's why when someone calls your business, you have to try to close them. Can't let them go because you paid for them. Came out of your pocket. So when somebody says, hey, Mr. Saunders, how much is that table I saw online? And you say, oh, it's $300. Oh, I'll call around. Thanks. Click. You paid for that guy. You paid for him. You don't think you did, but you did. You paid for your blood, sweat, and tears because your labor costs something, right? So that's why it's worth it when people call to have your call script. You have to have it. But you don't have to write the notes. Well, you can, but we're going to have a class on sales. There has to be I'm going to call around, thank you. Oh, okay, yeah, before you go, and like keep them on there because you paid for them. You're never going to hear from them again if you let them off the phone. You're never going to hear from them again. Okay, so customer acquisition costs. Okay, the reason why I said that is if you have a customer, so he bought the table last year, he never called you back because he bought the table. You're like, oh, it's a one and done. To call him, how much do you have to pay to call someone who you already paid for? It's the cheapest marketing ever. You have customers that you don't got to pay for. And what's more powerful about those customers than the ones you're just advertising to? They already like you. If they bought something from you, there's a very high chance they're going to buy something. This blazer, you guys might not like it. I like this blazer. It's my favorite blazer. What are the odds if they have one in a different color, I will like it? It's pretty high. So why wouldn't they reach out? Hey, through an email or whatever. And we get it all the time from Kohl's and all those emails. That's what they're doing, right? You get an email, all of a sudden it's for the orange blazer or whatever it is. How much is it costing them? $0. They're sending it to the exact guy. It's a pretty high chance of selling, right? We have customers in our database They're just sitting there waiting for us to call them. But what happened? What do we think when we say you should call those old customers? Well, I don't want to bother anybody. Do you guys remember that wall? Overthinking. Yep. You're overthinking, fears, all of that. Because really you're not bothering until someone says, don't call me back. When they say don't call me back, don't call them back. Right? But most of the time it doesn't, that's not the way it works. You have someone, you have a new product. Let's say you're raising money for missions, right? And you got these people that you know and someone expressed interest. You're like, I want to call them to, man, I don't know how many times he called me and reminded me to support him. Great friend of mine, like a brother. I've been saying, I'm going to support your missions forever. And I just always procrastinated. And he constantly called me. I was never irritated, ever. But we say like, oh, I don't want to bother them. That's in your mind. That wall is there. I was actually happy every time he said, hey, just want to let you know, you told me to remind you. I was always like, oh, yes. Hey, babe, please remind me. But in our mind, we can think something else is happening, right? Someone walks in the store and they bought a blazer. They bought it because they wanted it. Send them another image of a blazer, right? And when they say, don't call me again, don't call them again, right? But, okay, we're getting off on a tangent here. Okay, so marketing. All of this is required to run a business. It may not be a specific, like you have to do direct mail, right? This could represent reaching out, okay? But there's typically digital marketing, boots on the ground marketing, referral marketing. I need to write it down because I don't have images in my mind. Okay, so we got referral marketing, boots on the ground marketing, digital marketing, network marketing. Okay, how many of these, for those that are running a business today, are you doing? You remember the guy that was only doing 2 things, the life of the believer? And you say, he's not as strong as he could be. How many of these, the business that you're running, how many of these you're actually doing? Okay, so she's doing network. What else? Okay.
And she's at that wall.
Fear of success. Because that's what happens when you're successful. And that's what I had when somebody told me I had fear of success. I actually got mad, to be honest, because I was in my mind, this is the dumbest thing I ever heard. But I was fear of success because I can't do all these jobs. I'm a one-man show. And I'm going to do all this marketing, and then it's like, come on, that's the dream, to have all these jobs. You can hire more people. You have more money to support missionaries. You can do more. Okay, so what else? What else are we doing? Okay, so you said networking. Okay. Anybody doing email lists? Emailing your customers on a consistent basis? You? Okay, so we got one. But you see what happens when we say, John said it exactly. If we say, okay, we're going to do, you can, but I want to expand, because what happens is in the course of a month or a year, well, let's say a week, okay? During the week, you may get 1 guy from here that week. You may get 2 from here that week. You might get 2 from business cards that you passed out. You might get 1 from word of mouth that week. You might get 1 from direct mail. Just that week. 4 or 5, that's 7 jobs that you got. 7 customers, 7 clients, all our businesses are different. So it's hard for me to kind of do this sometimes because some things don't apply to your businesses, depending on what you're. Okay, now what happens if I say, well, I just want to do sure, you can grow, but you can do more. Okay, now I'm not telling you, go get a billboard. Okay? See me one-on-one for that kind of, because some of the things don't apply to your situation. Some of it don't apply to the brand that you have right now. Okay, but I'm trying to get these concepts to you. Who had the question?
Is it a marketing strategy?
Absolutely. The reason they're doing how did you hear about us is they're trying to do what they call lead attribution. So a customer, someone who comes into the business that's calling and inquiring, it's called a lead. And I'm saying these words not because you guys don't know I just don't know who knows what. So I just talk from the bottom. Okay. So they call it a lead. So the reason they say, how did you hear about us, is they want to know what marketing is working so they can dump more money into it. So imagine I'm doing this thing. I'm spending $1,000 a month on here, $250 on here, $3,000 a month on here, $1,500 a month on here, and $5,000 a month on here. Okay. All these people are calling. And let's say out of this 5,000, I'm asking, hey, how'd you hear about us? How'd you hear about us? And then when those jobs close, I'm adding up how much money I made from those jobs. Okay. So let's say 30 days passes. And then on this one, I made $10,000. On this one, I made $750. On this one, I made $700. I'm just making stuff up. On this one, I made $100,000. And on this one, I made $50,000. Okay. Now, what if I don't even look at this? I'm just doing all the ads. Then I make no changes. Okay. But what if I say, how'd you hear about us? How'd you hear about us? How'd you hear about us? How? And then the one I'm spending $250 a month on is doing $100K. What decision are you guys going to make? That's why they ask. So yes. Mm-hmm.
Right? Obviously, we're networking to people that see more stress.
Mm-hmm.
The patients via networking than the people that just say, hey, can I get an appointment today? And I guess the question is it better to be diversified marketing, or if you're successful one way, you can do it?
I think you shouldn't choose your marketing based on your stress level, because that's the overwhelm thing. You're saying, I'm comfortable doing this, and that's what I'm going to do. That doesn't mean this doesn't work, right? So I would be careful about not doing it just because comfortable level. But I think things should be tried and tested. And then if it doesn't work after I tried it and tested, and I'm not saying if I have a $10,000 marketing budget, I test it at $10,000. I'm saying spend $100 on some flyers and do that over a 90-day period. Yeah, and then if it doesn't work, then don't do it. But it's got to be based on the data. I like when there's family businesses like husband and wife, because you can do the things she's stressed on. Oh, she could do, you're a busy guy. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about this for 30 minutes. And that's a great question. Actually, if I can finish this quickly, we could do a Q&A and we can hash that stuff out a little more. All right, let's talk about marketing. Okay, we're going to write a marketing message. Let's pick a business. Let's make up a business. Hopefully you guys don't pick a hard one. So my example guy, we're going to write some marketing messages for him or her. Let's make it a her because I think there's more women. Home health care. Home health care. Okay. All right. So this is what we need in our marketing. Right? So what are we going to do? Are we going to write like a Facebook post? We're going to write a newspaper article. What are we going to do? A video, maybe? Yeah. So you're going to get on video. Okay. All right. So this is what we need first. When we write our message, because we're going to say, okay, I'm going to shoot a video today. What am I going to talk about? Home health care. We need to write this out because we don't want to say, hey, I have home health care. Would you like to use it? Okay. Right? Call me. That's typically what we do. Hey, this is Michael from AC Man Heating and Air. I'm doing AC maintenance. Call me. Just want to let you know we're here. Call me if you need me. Horrible. Is it better than nothing? Yes. If you don't got nothing, to film that video. Okay? Because of the FOPO, right? I'm not trying to he said I got to do, no. Just go film some videos and just get better at it. Okay. What we need in our ad is level 1 proof. Level 1 proof means, has what you're selling worked for you? Okay? That's level 1 proof. So let's say I do, okay. So we have, ma'am, what is your name? I'm going to get it. Yes. Sabrina. Okay, so Miss Sabrina does natural hair care. All right. So level 1 proof for her would be, okay, excuse my hair knowledge, okay? My scalp was dry and it was always itchy and it was always drying out until I started doing this. And then after that, my scalp was always, comfortable and my hair was never dry. And that's level 1 proof. Wow, it worked for her. Isn't that powerful? Doesn't it already sound powerful? Don't you want to use that product that I just made up? Okay, that's level 1 proof. And we're going to go to yours. Okay, the next thing that we need, that would be nice if you have it, is level 2 proof. What do you guys think that means? If level 1 proof is an example of it worked for you, yes, did it work for someone else? So what that would look like is, I had a client that came in and she always had this and this, and let's do a home health care. Okay, I don't know this industry. So we would say, we had a client that was really worried about their elderly parents. They were always struggling, and sometimes they would fall, and the daughter lived out of state. And they called us, and we were there every day doing this and this, and she didn't have a fall again, and blah, blah, blah. So now that's level 2 proof, proving, oh, you've done this for someone else. Because we could be doing something forever. I mean, I've been doing heating and air conditioning for 28 years. A lady called me today and she said, "Are you a professional?" That's what she said. She was on the phone. I said, "Yes, ma'am. We're fully licensed, sir. We've been in business 22 years. She said, "Are you going to go under the house? There's spiders under there." The thing is, she doesn't know me. And if we don't do the level 2 proof or the level 1 proof, you have to put it out there, which is why I do love older people in business, because there's a certain level of proof that just exists when they look at you. My dad is 77 years old, never ran a business in his life. When he would go on jobs with me, I'm the owner of the business. When he was with me, they wouldn't even listen to me. The customer, I would talk, and then they would look at him and be like, "Oh, what do you think?" He'd be like, "Yep." Because he has a certain level of proof in their mind because he's older, right? If you look at Miss Sabrina doing natural hair care, and she says, "Oh, I'm a licensed natural hair care specialist," and there's a kid who's 15 next to her. I mean, there's a certain level of proof she has. Just, she may be less experienced as the 15-year-old, but it's already built in that you assume that she is. So when you're older, you already have that. So I'm just encouraging a lot of the older. You're not old, you're older, okay? I'm not hating on you, okay? Okay, so we need level 1 proof, level 2 proof, okay? Level 1 proof would be, I started in this business because I watched my elderly parents as they declined, and I was really concerned about them. I really had a passion for them. And the first client I ever worked on and helped was my own mother and father. It's level 1 proof, okay? I just made that up, okay? Level 1 proof for the hair care person would be, you heard the example. Level 2 proof is to work for someone else. Those are testimonials. So testimonial is really level 2, okay? So we need level 1 proof, we need level 2 proof, okay? All right, now we're going to shoot this video. Do you guys know when you shoot an ad, do you guys know the average, they call it swipe rate? Do you know what the swipe rate is in the amount of seconds that some...
3 seconds? I think it's short of it.
1 second. It's 1 to 2. It's 1 to 2, so you're actually pretty close. 1 to 2 seconds. 1 to 2 seconds. Okay, so this is what this means in practicality. Now I want you guys to count the seconds. I'm going to do a video. Okay, you're going to tell me when you swipe away. Hello, my name is... Okay, so I'm going to get to the proof and the testimonials, and then nobody saw it. Right? And we wonder why we do this video. Nobody watched. They didn't like the... No, they didn't see it. That's why you don't introduce yourself on videos. They don't know you. Now, when you start getting really popular, it's different. You know, a famous person could get on. They could say yabba dabba doo, and they're going to be... But that's different. Okay? Right. So stop getting on video and saying, "Hello, my name is Michael Johnson, and I'm from AC Man Heating and Air, and I would just like to..." Talking to yourself. Okay? So what you're going to do... It's called a hook.
Oh, it's a hook? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so what you need is a hook. Okay, you don't have to know this word. What you do if you want to look up and learn more on your own how to write a good hook. All the hook is you're keeping the person's attention. This is how you do it, and it's backwards from everything else that you know. Okay, and this is really good in fundraising too. This is very good. It's in any business. Is the first sentence that you say has to get their attention. All right, so I'm going to give you an example of a good hook. These are some hooks that I've used. Okay, I'm going to give you an example of a video wrong, and then I'm going to show you how to get to the hook. Okay, so this is a video I did. Hey, my name is Michael Johnson from AC Man Heating and Air. We're at this house, and I want to show you something that I've never seen before. This house actually caught on fire. Okay, now, they didn't hear any of that. Okay? Now, what if I trim off the whole beginning, and you're on the phone and say, "This house caught on fire"? Yeah. Why are you paying attention? Because you got a house. You got a house. What about home health care? Let's make a good hook for home health care, okay? Let's say I own a home health care business. Hey, this is Michael from Home Health Care XYZ, blah, blah, blah. They swiped. How about this? How are your elderly parents doing? Are they safe? It's like, now, I'm going to swipe. because my parents live with me. I'm not your customer though. Okay, but the people who are concerned, are they safe? What is this lady talking about? Right? Where's your wife? Where's your kids? Do you know where your kids are? Do you know where your kids are? Is a good hook. Okay, so you start to think about the hook. There's a famous writer in advertising. He's long gone. He's like in the 20s. His name is Joseph Sugarman. Joseph Sugarman teaches, whenever you write any ad or any video, anything, you should always write your ads like this. The first sentence has one job and one job only. Okay, so I don't want you guys to think anymore in this paragraph. You're not writing paragraphs. Okay? The first sentence has what job? Get your attention. Okay? The second sentence only has one job, to make you read the third sentence. It's to make you read the third. Okay? The third sentence, can you guys guess what its job is? To make you read the fourth sentence. Okay? And on until you get to what you're actually asking for. And this is why this is important. And this is not, do you guys know there's a difference between persuasion and manipulation? The difference between persuasion and manipulation is to use tactics to get you to do something that is bad for you or wrong for you. Persuasion is to try to persuade you to do something that will help you. Okay? So manipulation is trying to convince him to give me his lunch money. Hey, you know that's actually what your dad wanted. That's what Satan did, right? Is that really what God meant? Persuasion is, hey, do you know if you give your life to Jesus, your life will be much better? That's persuasion. We're called to persuade people. You have to be persuasive, right? What did Paul say? For I am fully persuaded, right? So, okay, so you want to raise money for missions. I need your help, right? And then do you go into all the long, like I'm going to Mexico. Do I say, hey, Michael, I'm going to Mexico with Mountain Gateway Ministries, and they've been doing ministry in Mexico. Gone, swiped, gone. I need your help. And then what can I put? There are people hurting in Mexico. How's that? Are you still interested, Mr. Kevin? Okay, there are people hurting in Mexico. Now, like, I can help them. Now you're like, okay. Or even stronger, you can help them. It's even better. And then you get to what you're asking for. I need your help. There are people hurting in Mexico, and you can help them. But only if I'm able to make it there. Is it getting like better and better? Okay, you see? This sentence makes you read this sentence, makes you read this sentence. Not to manipulate people, but to get them to stay long enough to hear what you need so that they can decide not to or decide to. Because they never have a chance to decide to, because what we write is boring, right? I have the most boring business of all because I do heating and air conditioning outside of the consulting business. Heating and air conditioning. None of you guys are going to watch a heating and air conditioning video. When you get home and you scroll TikTok, and you ain't going to watch my heating and air conditioning video.
Unless my air conditioner is not working.
Right, right. But then it's too late because you're Googling AC companies near me. And so I have to be very creative. And I have to say, this house caught on fire. Take a look. And then I'd show you the fire and I say, hey, it started from the AC because it wasn't wired up properly. Ooh, I gotcha. But it's true. It's not a lie. If it's a lie, it's manipulation. If it's true, it's true. Okay, so we need level 1 proof, level 2 proof. We need a good hook, and we need every sentence to get them to read the next sentence. You can go on ChatGPT. You can give it all of your business information. You say, write me an ad about this and use the style of Joseph Sugarman. That's the guy that I like. ChatGPT? Just go on Google. It'll do it now automatically. Yeah. Claude. Say, so you're going to tell it your business. So you're going to say, I own a natural hair care business. I'm licensed, certified, blah, blah, blah. I want to write an ad to get business. Write me a short 60-second video script in the style of Joseph Sugarman. That's just a guy I like. It's simple. Okay. Okay. So now let's do some difference in some videos. Okay. So I'm going to give the example video. Let's see. We have, it's like sugar. Man. Yeah, Sugar Man. Yeah. Okay. All right. So here's the video. Level 1 proof, level 2 proof, hook. I probably won't do the rest. Okay. All right. So here we go. Bad ad. Hi, my name is Sabrina, and I've been in North Carolina for 15 years. What'd you say? Oh, yeah, so okay, yeah. So I'm gonna give you the long version. Okay, my name is Sabrina. I'm a natural hair care person, and I've lived in North Carolina for 15 years after I moved down here from up in New York, and I love hair, and I can help you, and come to my salon. It's located on such and such Bragg Boulevard. Bad, okay? Better than nothing. Go do it. Just do it, okay? But as you're getting better, this is a better one. And like I said, forgive my, I don't know much about hair. Okay, better ad. My hair was always itching and it was always dried out and I didn't know what to do until I started using this product. After that, I never had an itchy head again. My hair is always moist. And I've had clients come in and had the same problem. And I've done this XYZ and they've all had the same blah, 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 blah. You got them. Now you can say the other thing. That's when you introduce yourself. Hi, and you guys have ever seen that backwards? Hey, I'm blah, 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 natural hair care, boom, 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 boom. This long thing. They're like, hi, I'm Sabrina. It seems weird, right? They're doing that on purpose. Because now I'm interested in you. So I'm not saying people aren't interested in you guys, but they're not interested until they find out, right? So you see that a lot on my videos. You'll see me say, hey, check out this huge rat inside this ductwork. It's the biggest rat I've ever seen. Come on, I'm going to show you. You guys are going to see my videos, right? Come on, I'm going to show you. And then look at that ginormous rat. You know how that thing got in there? It's because the ductwork, when it's old and has holes in there, rats get in. They can get inside your house, right? And I say, hey, my name is Michael Johnson. I own AC Man Heating and Air. I've been doing... They're listening now. Yeah. It's backwards. It's backwards, right? So that's like the Raising Missions, Brandon and Kat, they're Bible translators. What I would do if I did that, I wouldn't say, and I haven't seen your videos, so I'm not picking on your videos. I'm just making it up. So I wouldn't say, hi, my name is Brandon, and this is Kat, and we're Bible translators, and we got called to the missions to do... Swipe, right? That's the word. Okay. This is what I would do. Do you know that X amount of countries have no Bible? Something like that. I didn't know that, right? So I would say something like that. Did you know in Tanzania, they only have one book of the Bible? The rest of their Bible is blank. They can't enjoy the Bible like you can. But we can help change that. Hi, my name is Brandon, and I'm a Bible translator. That's how you do it. That's how you do it, okay? So, and you'll get better and better and better at this. And this is where the FOPO comes in, is you guys are going to start doing videos. You're going to start writing things. They're going to be the dumbest videos you ever did. And that's okay. It's okay. Because you're going to do a really stupid video. No one's going to watch it. And no one's going to judge you. In your mind, you're thinking, oh, these people think I'm idiot. They don't care. They didn't see it. Yeah. They swiped. They forgot about you. Right? They forgot. Do the dumb video. It won't get no views. Do the other one. Do the other one. Do the other one. None of them are going to get views. Then about 20 videos later, you can be like, this one's starting to get a little bit of views. Oh, it's because I did this. Then you're going to start scaling. I did a video on June 4th. It got 2 million views in 1 week. And then a guy did a reaction video and got another 500,000. Then another guy did a reaction video. Now he's at 2 million. But this is all from many years of doing the stupidest videos anyone has ever seen. I'm telling you, my feed is a cringe fest. And I'm a perfectionist. I kind of denounced that years ago. Maybe like 10 years ago, I denounced perfectionism because I want to be perfect. I want to be viewed a certain way. You know, I don't want anyone to think I'm stupid, all of that. And one day I was like, you know what? Who cares if they think I'm stupid? I don't even think they care enough about me to care if I'm stupid. Because these are strangers. Did all these videos. You can look at them, people in comments, trolls and all that. Now I don't care. I do videos. They blow up. Sometimes I do videos. Nobody watches them. I don't care. You just go for it. You go for it. You go for it. We're not talking about marketing. Just in marketing. Social media, videos. It's free. Yep.
What platform do you?
I believe in, I think there's 5. So I don't know if I would rank the top 4 of them all in one equal: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Those are the ones that you,
Say them a little slower.
Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok,
So when you post a video, you post through all 4 of them?
all 4. Yeah. I actually do different versions. So if I did a video today, I went to a house and had my son film, and I'll do 3 different versions at one time with a different hook. Same video, different hook. So we were talking about attic insulation. So I start the video out by saying, if you have one of these, you're losing money every day. And then I do the video. Then I start the video again and say something slightly different. I do the same body. It's just different hook, different beginning. I upload all of them. Yeah. And that's how I learned how to do hooks, because I'm not spending money. I mean, it's free. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and then next door would be the next one if you have a home service business. And then LinkedIn would be the one for like you. And LinkedIn is more of like professional services. But I would still do Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok for all of them. But if you're not in professional service, you can kind of skip LinkedIn a little bit. If you're in professional service like that, that's mainly for you. Okay. Yes, sir. Oh, did that get?
Yeah.
Okay. Minimum editing is humanly possible, right? So because you don't have time to be an editor. And this is where the perfectionism comes into play, is you edit it. I would say if I shoot a 60-second video, I'm spending no more than 5 minutes editing. It's over. Send it. That's my thing. Send it. I don't care if there's mistakes. If I stumble over, I don't care. Send it. Because that gets into the perfectionism. I like, oh, I got to have this, I got to have that. Yeah, just do it. And I use tools like CapCut and Captions, and I'll pay for a software that kind of does it automatically. I use a software called Riverside, where I upload the video and takes the pauses out of it. It's just super quick. So if you see my videos, you'll see it has a lot of editing. I just, boom, remove pauses, trim off the beginning to the first word. Like if I say, because remember the swipe rate's 1 second. So if I say, look at this house, if I don't start it right at the look, they swiped. So you have to trim it right to the, yeah. So, okay. So we talked a lot about, in this, guys, this is for social media. This is for television ads, if you're going to do television ads. This is also for writing. You can actually write that on Facebook and put that